Hello everyone, and welcome back to Battle of the... Hello everyone, and welcome back to Battle of the Bangers. That's the name of the show. I didn't forget. I, as always, am your host. My name is Tyler, and of course I am joined by the lovely boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we have Sir Blinks-A-Lot himself, Kyle Steinley.
Yes, I'm blinking. There's something in my eye.
Kyle be blinking.
But I tell you what, Tyler, before I gotta stop you right here.
Yeah.
I gotta address something real quick. I'm sure that we're recording these all in one sitting, so I don't know what the feedback is, but I want you to know I don't actually believe that Caviar is a better song than Uneasy Hearts Weigh the Most.
Kyle, I hate to burst your bubble. I definitely cut that out of the last edit.
Well, now I'm just out on display that I said that last time. You've really twisted the knife into me, sir. Ooh, that was
no one would have even known that you made that joke.
No one would have known.
Now they do. Boy, howdy, aren't you embarrassed?
Damn.
Anyway,
well,
let's load up the bracket on screen and take a look at the damage that's been done. We have made it through all the preliminary rounds of the top streamed DGD songs. And today's matchup, first semifinal match, We Own the Night versus Inspired the Liars. Not too shocked that these songs made it here. I think this was, pretty straightforward. I think everyone kind of expected this. We're gonna dive right into it. We're just gonna fucking argue about this shit for a few minutes. I don't have much to argue about. I will always be a stan for my favorite song of all time, We Own the Night. Said it a million times. I, again, am just going to take a little bit of a back seat here and just let you guys argue about why the other song deserves to be better than it. I don't know.
Right.
Converse.
Brennan, I have a question for you, Brennan. I'd like to frame this in a way that makes this difficult.
Hit me with it.
I don't want you to tell me why We Own the Night's better than Inspire the Liars. I want you to tell me why Inspire the Liars is worse than We Own the Night.
Ooh.
Not to put you on the spot.
No.
Because I feel like we're all kind of leaning one way, and I want you to legitimately tell me why one's worse than the other, not why one's better.
I'm going to say this. It's a bit of a piping hot take. I think it's going to be a piping hot take. I feel like Inspire the Liars goes more places than We Own the Night. I feel like Inspire the Liars... Now, granted, of course, We Own the Night has the crazy transition. Oh my god, it's a whole different song. But Inspire the Liars, throughout its lifespan of the song, it does hit some very similar spots to We Own the Night. We Own the Night, the verses, they're very chill. Of course, it picks up whenever the chorus hits, and Tillian hits insane notes and stuff. Inspire the Liars kind of gets that also. It's very slow, starting out, of course, it picks up in the choruses and such. And then, of course, you have the Disco Sex Jam, that really hits. It's really out of left field. The transition of it is super wacky. As far as why the song is worse, I feel like We Own the Night is more quintessential DGD. I feel like We Own the Night, the transition is not necessarily better, but what it goes into, the fact that it takes up the entire second half of the song compared to Inspire the Liars. The Disco Sex Jam only lasts for a little bit. And then it gets into the closing of the song where Tillian's basically screaming about starting a new religion. But We Own the Night, the end of it has, parts where Tillian's really singing on about being nervous. And of course, it could be heroin addiction or whatever the case they're talking about. And then John Mess really closes off the track with a really hard-hitting, really straight-to-the-point ending to the track that just brings this amalgamation of, beautiful music to a close. And I think that's why We Own the Night is their top song. I think that's why they play it at every live show. People say it's overplayed, but it just has everything. Inspire the Liars, I feel hits a little bit more depths, maybe a little bit more highs, but, We Own the Night is, it's just it. Comparatively.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. I feel also to build off what you said, something that I feel you can say as you go through the discography chronologically. I feel Dance Gavin Dance over time has learned how to make their songs more complex. as each album goes, I feel like the songs get like thicker with like even more things going on. They add even more instruments. They go even more places because like they have the experience. They're getting more experience. Will Swan's brain continues to get so much larger than I ever thought was possible for a human brain. And it's evident, I feel like, in this comparison here, and why I think I actually give some props to Inspire the Liars in this matchup, is I feel like We Own the Night is really great at what it does. And the thing that Instant Gratification does really well overall is that like there are a couple songs on that album that they know how to find like that groove, nail it, and just fucking take it up a notch. You know, like they find it, they kill it. It doesn't have to be the most like crazy complex thing, but like what they find, they know how to make it sound so fucking good, and they nail it, and it feels so fucking great. It's why We Own the Night feels so good. Stroke God feels so good. So many other songs on that album feel so good. Whereas as the albums go on, I feel like you get more songs that have just so much more depth. Like I was talking about how like in the last battle Inspire the Liars had, there's like a back and forth all over the place in this song. Like how like even the beginning starts with like Tillian kind of going from like clean to unclean, and then to falsetto where John comes in and they kind of do a dance, like kind of like the choreography, like I was saying. Like that kind of intricacy I feel like isn't really there in We Own the Night. And I know that sounds like a dig on We Own the Night. But at the end of the day, when I look at these two songs, I do feel like what We Own the Night does is find that incredible vibe, that incredible sound, that incredible energy in less. And that's what's so impressive about some of those songs from that album to me, is like they are able to go to a place that sounds so incredible. It is so comparable to things that they've written last year. But like technically and objectively, you could probably say they're not as like thick with like intricacies and stuff. And it's because they were able to like find their groove, find it, and just like, we're gonna make this like thing sound fucking fantastic. And that's how we got We Own the Night. That's how we got Stroke God. And I love it. If I'm being honest with you, when I looked at this fight coming into this, I was like, it's We Own the Night. As I think about it, and as like we have talked about it a little bit here, I actually think it's a little bit closer than I had thought. Still, I'm leaning a bit of a way, but I think I've come around to Inspire the Liars a little bit more than I had previously thought. I've gained a big respect for this song rather through our arguments about it over these couple fights for it.
I will say, I'm obviously gonna vote for We Own the Night because I am I am who I am. It would feel wrong. It would go against everything in my being to not vote for We Own the Night. But I do think that this is probably the closest possible matchup it could have as far as like song structuring complexity go. The only thing I think that might be closer would be like We Own the Night versus Stroke God, which we've debated before. But like I think Inspire the Liars really does bring like that same level of complexity, probably arguably even to a higher degree. I could see a world where it wins. I could see a world where I could put my bias aside and say like, this is probably the objective pick. This isn't that reality. I'm not going to do that. But like, I definitely think that while We Own the Night is more than likely going to walk away with the victory, like Inspire the Liars definitely deserves to be in the semifinals with it. Like this is a very comparable matchup. I think these are both very peak DGD songs. You're gonna get everything you want out of a DGD banger out of both of these songs. So I think it's good that it's here. And I don't want to undersell it at all. I will be voting for We Own the Night, though, because I am me. So,
yeah, yes, we do.
So I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to say before we get into the vote. I feel like we've kind of touched on everything. So, you guys want to any final thoughts, or do you guys want to get into the vote?
I want Kyle to go first.
Want me to vote first?
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
I want to see what you're thinking. I want to see.
Well, I tell you what. I alluded to the fact that, I thought it was pretty one-sided going into this. as we talked about it, as we discussed it, I feel like it's a bit closer than I had previously thought. And Tyler, you said a little something there. You were talking about, how it might be objectively better. And I was just like, nah. But, the more I think about it.
Don't run into it that much, Kyle. I was talking out my ass.
Well, you see, I was thinking, but like the feeling they give me, and like We Own the Night, it gives me a phenomenal feeling. But then I was like, you know what? Like, how else can I compare these two songs? I think about my experiences hearing them at a concert, And I was just like, man, like, it's obviously We Own the Night. And then I'm thinking back to the times I've heard Inspire the Liars live. And I'm like, wow, that gives me like a really good energy too. Like, some of the best energies I've ever felt while being at a DGD concert. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to vote for Inspire the Liars. Fuck it. I like this song. I think they're very similar, and I think objectively, Inspire the Liars does more technically. I think it's better. I'm voting for Inspire the Liars.
Okay.
Brennan, break it, baby.
Brennan, break this tie and potentially break the universe, depending on what your decision is.
You picked this, Brennan. You asked me to go first.
I did, because I had a feeling you were. I had a feeling you would take this route.
Yeah. I really thought I was just going to be like, well, seeing how you two ended this, I'll just tell you what I was thinking anyways. And I was just going to, like, die on my fucking sword. But, now it's interesting. Let's go, Brennan.
You're going to die on your sword? Damn.
Yeah. What do you think, Brennan?
I know I said I had the piping hot take of Inspire the Liars probably doing more. I feel like, and Kyle said this best, like, instant gratification does an excellent job of, like, doing more with less. And that's kind of why, like, that album is, like, my favorite DGD album, because while, like, Mothership, Afterburner, and Artificial Selection have, like, massive amounts of intricacy, like, Instant Grat has that on, like, a little bit of a lesser note. I feel like just, like, the song compositions are all, like, in my opinion, they're just better. I mean, that and plus, like, that album, I just hit play and listen to the whole thing start to finish, like, a lot, because there's no real bad songs on it. There's songs that are weaker than others. And that all starts with We Own the Night. And We Own the Night has one of the wildest transitions. It literally turns into, like, a completely different song. It ends very strongly, with Tillian going off, and then, of course, John Mesh just, like, punching you right in the face with, like, hard lyrics and just, like, the perfect wrap up to a track like that. This fight is very close. Some people look at this from the outside and probably pick Inspire the Liars, but I have to go with my gut, and that is We Own the Night.
The universe has not been broken today. The upset did not happen. Brennan fucking kicked that shit in the teeth. We Own the Night, number 1 seed, my baby boy, moving on to the final round.
Wow.
I am not surprised. I really did think that maybe it would happen. I thought Brennan
I was a little nervous.
Might take you up on that offer to shake up the world. But it didn't
probably see
happen.
My terror. I was like, wait, we're about to get hate. Wait, Brennan, please.
And if
still stick with my vote, but
if you watching this are upset that we have gone with the basic bitch answer for this debate, you can let us know your hatred by smashing that subscribe button and liking the video and commenting below explaining why we are incompetent losers. We would love to hear it. Also, just make sure you're subscribed and ring a ding a doong the bell, because the second semifinal match is going to be coming up next time on the name of the show that I've forgotten again. Battle of the Bangers.
Bangers, baby.
That's right. I keep wanting to say, like, Battle of the Bands, and that's not it.
It's almost like we didn't come up with the name of this show right before we started.
It's almost like we literally named it as we started recording.
This show's gonna die before it even starts. Holy shit.
Yeah. But yes, We Own the Night is moving on to the final round. Tune in next time where we will decide who will face it in the final, we will be having the battle between Son of Robot and Chucky versus the Giant Tortoise, who will be advancing to the death match against Leon the Knight. You'll have to find out next time. And until then, we have been the Talksalot Boys, and we will talk a whole lot more next time. Bye.
See ya.
Holy shit! Goodbye. Whoa.